It's another edition of the St. Peter's Newcomer Spotlight, and we continue our highlighting of the women's volleyball program. Today, joining us from her hometown of Rochester, New York, is freshman Brianna Jones. Brianna, great to see you today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you as well, and you had a very successful career in Rochester at Penfield High School. You reached the sectional finals as a sophomore, a very successful club career as well. Tell me, what did you learn from your high school and club career that you think will translate the best going into the Division I level?
I learned that you're going to have to work for every point of every game, no matter how easy you think the team may be, and to just always rally around your teammates, no matter how the game's looking, and just always stick together.
When did you first know that you wanted to join the Peacocks this year? Was there an interaction with Coach Joe, as you all like to call him?
Yeah, it was probably our first phone call where he let me know he was going to be completely honest from his side, so I always knew what to expect and what was coming, and that was just really, really good, because from coaches you never know what to think, if they're being completely honest, but he always was honest on his side, so I always knew what was going on.
What were your priorities when it came to choosing a college?
I wanted something not too far from home, and I feel like New Jersey is the right amount. It's only 5 hours away, so I can always, have family come visit me, and they don't have to take a plane or anything. And I like that it's close to New York City as well, because that's a good opportunity for internships too. So it's just right in the perfect place.
It's been hit or miss with this question with the incoming freshmen with the pandemic, but were you able to visit the campus of St. Peter's University before this year?
I actually was not. The two girls that committed prior to me could, but I had to do an online tour because everything got shut down because of the virus.
Well, how have you been adjusting to your virtual learning this year so far?
It hasn't been too hard. The teachers they're really nice here. All the professors are willing to help, and they know how hard the transition can be, especially for incoming freshmen. So everyone's been really good about that, and the tutoring service as well. They all know how hard it can be, so they've made it easier for everyone.
Well, speaking of your transition, let's talk about your game on the court. You stand at 6 feet tall. You play primarily up front, the middle blocker position. What do you think you can bring to the team from a skill set standpoint?
I think I can see the court really well. I have a really good eye tracking sequence, so I know where the ball is and where the setter's probably going to put the ball. So that allows me to close the block and be able to have our back row be able to take any hits that the hitter does make on our side.
What do you think is the biggest physical strength of your game?
I'd say probably blocking.
Brianna, obviously it's been very difficult with the pandemic this year. How have you been able to work out and improve on your game despite not being able to actually play the game?
Over quarantine, I actually took up running a lot, so I was able to still be in physical condition to play volleyball. And I have a volleyball at home, so just trying to get some touches anywhere I can, whether it's by myself or with friends, has honestly really helped not being able to see the court.
I know you've been in constant contact with your brand new teammates. What's been your first impressions of them, even from afar?
They're honestly all so nice. I remember when I first posted on Instagram my commitment, they all DM'd me and made me feel like I was already a part of their family that they had. They added me to the group chats, and we have weekly team meetings on Zoom, so they're all really nice and really helpful.
What kind of instruction and guidance have you gotten from your new head coach, Joe Hanatsky, when you haven't been able to see him yet?
He always makes the freshmen feel involved. Any conversations we had, he makes sure that the team hears from us. And we just had a FaceTime with the girls who are on campus and practicing, and he showed us a little bit of the practice and what to expect so that we can use our balls at home and still be able to get some touches and get used to what we'll do in college.
Well, I can already guess the answer to this, but how excited are you going to be to finally come to campus and join your teammates?
I'm going to be really excited. I already know the girls pretty well, and they're all so nice, so I'm just ready to see the court with them all and play some games.
Well, we've already talked to so many of them, and I know that they feel the exact same. I want to get to learn a little bit more about you, Brianna. First off, a little nugget that I found out is that you were born on Christmas Day. Is that true?
Yes, I was born on Christmas.
Now, I happen to think that there's a little bit of a downside to that, because there's only one wave of presents every year. Is that true?
Yeah, there's a lot of the happy birthday and Merry Christmas, one gift, presents. So yeah, I get kind of cheated out of that. But besides that, it's good having like no school ever on your birthday, like no work or anything. So I like that part of it.
Well, there is certainly a give and take. And when it comes to you as well, what have you been able to do during the pandemic? Have you been able to take up any hobbies? Have you tried something new?
I've been reading a lot and I took up running. Like I started running a lot, whether it was hills or just at a park, just to, get out the house and see some new things, whether it was like a nice water view or anything. That's been really fun.
Well, it is beautiful in Western New York, especially by the Great Lakes in Rochester. What's the best thing that you've read during the pandemic?
Michelle Obama's book was really good for me to read. I liked reading that. It really opened my eyes, especially since she was a political science major too, and I am. It was really cool seeing that, especially right before I got into college.
Well, hopefully you will be coming to Jersey City very soon. Brianna, thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you and all of your teammates at the Yanatelli Center as soon as possible.
Thank you so much for having me today.